Hey guys, good evening. Guys, if you're able to see my screen, just type S in the chat box so that we can get started. Okay, great. Good evening, everyone. So let's begin today's session where we are going to start with one of the prerequisites. So we are on the plan, guys. Whatever the plan that we have discussed, we'll stick to the plan. Don't deviate me. If anything is there, we'll make a note and discuss that later. So here is the thing. What is the plan? Somewhere I posted the plan, right? Okay. It's been a long time, huh? Okay, so here, somewhere here, just give me a second. Where is that image, guys? Yeah, this one. Okay. So where we are now, this is related to Java and the things. So these are the things we are going to cover anyhow. Introduction to Java and all those stuff. Apart from that, before we start this Java and all, we have to go with the prerequisites. Okay, some prerequisites are there. Yes, we should stick to the plan better. After that, we can go into the R&D mode if required. Okay, so let's stick to the plan. And today's session is all about, yesterday I covered about Selenium IDE, right? Yesterday I covered about Selenium IDE, if I properly remember. Is that the one, right? Yes. So today I'm going to show you HTML detailed tutorial for beginners from scratch. Let's try to complete as much as possible in this tutorial today. It will be very easy, guys. Why we have to learn HTML is something you have to understand. The topic is Selenium. The topic is Selenium test automation. But why HTML is required? You don't have to understand the entire HTML. Okay, you don't have to don't have to go to some websites like W3 schools and learn the entire HTML portion here. It's not required like that. You don't have to read a book or complete a book. Okay, read the entire book is not required here. Only basic knowledge is required. Why we have to need the basic knowledge? Because this HTML will help us in creating the locators. Why we are learning HTML? Tell me, guys, what is the purpose behind us? Why we are learning HTML in this session? Because in the next session, we are going to talk about locators. Locators. The topic is locators. Okay. So guys, this is what is the situation. This is what is the situation. Let me tell you the situation. For example, Selenium automation tool is there. This is Selenium automation tool. Okay. Let's say this is a Selenium automation tool. And other side, we have a browser. In that browser, one web page is open. On that particular web page, there is a search box field. There is a button. There are some other fields, etc., are there. Now, can Selenium directly interact with these elements? Can Selenium directly see these elements and interact with them? Is it possible for Selenium to directly interact with elements? Yes or no? Tell me. Is it directly possible for the Selenium automation code to directly see these particular elements on the web page and perform operations? The answer is no, guys. The answer is no. Selenium has to take the help of something known as locators. Okay. Selenium has to take the help of something known as locators. Locators will help the Selenium in locating the elements. Otherwise, we can simply, other words, we can say Selenium is by default blind. By default, Selenium cannot see anything. It's like blank. Okay. So to Selenium, we have to give the address of these elements. For example, I'll take a real world example. Let's say Selenium is like your friend and web element is, let's say you are the web element and you stay in one area, your friend stays in another area. Now your friend has called you because this is the first time you guys are meeting. During the discussion over the call or whatever it is, you gave some address to your friend, some Google map location or something you shared with your friend. Otherwise, your friend cannot find you, right? Here with the help of Google Maps. Okay, with the help of Google Maps, your friend can come to your home, right? Can find you. Similarly, Selenium cannot find the elements directly. The address of these elements, Selenium is by default blind. It cannot see the elements on the web page. So to get the address, to give the address to the Selenium so that Selenium with the help of the address can find the elements, that address or this Google map location kind of comparison, whatever I'm trying to do is nothing but what? Locators. Everyone clear? What are locators is clear? Locators will help Selenium in finding the elements on the web page. Okay. By giving the address of these elements on the web page, by helping the Selenium in finding these elements with the help of their address, locators with the help of locators. Locators are nothing but address of these elements, you can say indirectly. Okay. Selenium doesn't have the address of these web elements. It cannot see it directly. By locators kind of address, Selenium will find the elements and perform the operations on the element. Once locators help Selenium in finding these particular different elements, Selenium can kind of perform different actions. One Selenium with the help of locators can find a text box field. It can type some text. One Selenium with the help of locators finds the button. It can perform click operation on the button. One Selenium with the help of locators finds a radio button. It can select a radio button. Once the Selenium with the help of locator finds this checkbox field, it can select the checkbox field or deselect the checkbox field, and many other operations on the elements can be done by Selenium only with the help of locators. Otherwise, Selenium is by default blind. Selenium is by default blind. It has to take the help of locators to locate the elements on the web pages. Hope you got the idea. Everyone clear with what locators are? Guys, is that clear what locators are?
Yes, sir.
In the
Yes,
chat
sir.
box?
Small doubt, sir. Yeah, yes, sir. But small doubt. Can you please explain the process, sir? Actually, like how in the presentation layer or web server, Selenium, we are typing it, and how it is going to web, and how it is going
I
talking to
already
database server.
demonstrated, right? I already demonstrated in the first session, if you have seen.
Okay. Okay.
Just go to the introduction part. I've shown you the vision. What is the difference between manual and automation testing? I explained, right? In automation testing, I showed you clearly like how the automation script we have to write, and at a high level, I gave you the vision actually. So go and watch the previous video. You'll be in which session you joined, Srinivas?
No, sir. I'll check the video.
Yeah, please. Okay. I
There
already
you
showed
explained
that.
Selenium binding and also Selenium binding, JSON protocol, how it will interact with
That
the
is
web
not
server.
required. That will cover later during WebDriver architecture, right? In the coming sessions, we'll cover.
Mhm.
So that you don't have to worry. Okay. That will cover at the end. Theoretical part will be covered at the end. Only practicals first now. Okay. We'll go with a plan. Because I don't want to explain theoretical when people don't understand them. Okay. So when the people
Okay.
understand what Selenium automation is there, we will go to that level. Okay. That JSON
Sure, sir.
protocol, whatever you are calling, right? That will cover at the end when we are in a comfortable position. Okay.
Yeah, normally in the presentation layer, when you search for any Amazon product, how it will go web server, and from there, how
No,
it
that you
will
don't.
move
That I'm
to
not
database.
explained. That I'll not explain now. That for that
Okay.
I will
Later.
explain at the end. Okay, at the end of the
Sure.
sessions I'll explain when we are ready, when we complete Selenium automation, right? Then I'll go to that kind of topic. So my way of teaching will be completely different.
Sure. No problem.
You got it right? Why I'm saying like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
People
Yeah.
will get confused with all the technical terms if they see like that. Okay, that's the reason I don't
Sure,
put
sir.
that in the
Yeah,
beginning.
later is fine.
Yeah, later. But for now, is the locators concept clear?
Clear, sir. Clear.
Okay, everyone type C in the chat box if it is clear. If it is clear for you, just type C in the chat box so that I can understand how many people got understood what locators concept is. Yeah, great. Everyone is clear with the locators concept. That proves that. But there is not one type of locator. The thing is there only one type of locator? No, there are many types of locators. Types of locators are there. Okay, to help Selenium in locating the elements on the web pages, there are different type of locators. One is ID locator, other one is name locator, other one is class name locator. Then we have link text locator. Then we have CSS selectors locator, link text, CSS selectors we have. CSS select partial link text is from Selenium, but I cannot say it is a locator type. Partial link text is another way. Okay, Selenium command related. Okay, it's not. I cannot consider that in locator types. Okay, so XPath in Selenium we have a command for partial link text, but partial link text is not a locator type basically. Okay, like that. Link text we can simply call. If you want to give the partial link, then partial link text. Okay, that is Selenium command. XPath expressions are another type of locators we have, and finally we have DOM statements. Okay, DOM statements also we can use to locate the elements. These are the different type of locators we have. But if you have to understand all these locator types, if you want to understand how to identify these locator types or how to do this, the basic behind concept that you have to have the knowledge is all about HTML. To understand these locators on how the locators are getting created, how to find this locator in the HTML code. Okay, these locators, by looking at the HTML code, we can create, guys. Okay, most of these locators by looking at the HTML code we can create. So that's the reason we are learning HTML. Do we have to learn the HTML in full depth or basics is enough? As part of this locators, is basic knowledge is enough or we have to go full depth? Basics are enough. Okay. Basic knowledge of HTML will help you in creating or understanding all these locator types. If you don't learn HTML, your understanding of these locators will become difficult. That's the reason I have put the HTML basic concept first. Later, I'll go to the locators topic. First, I'll cover this and then I'll go to this one. So clear why we are learning HTML is clear for everyone. Type C in the chat box if you are clear now. To understand these locators, we need the HTML basic concept. That's why we are learning as a first priority before going to the locators. Okay. Don't think that HTML basics, why I am learning. Don't think that. To understand locators, we need HTML. Whatever I am covering is more than enough. Don't go behind that. Don't ask me to go in depth in HTML. Okay. That will not help us. We are only exploring at a very high level of HTML. Okay. Very high level. That much, whatever I'm covering is enough. If you still are interested in exploring HTML in depth, there are two ways. One is by yourself, you can go to W3 School's website and go to the HTML tutorial and learn in depth. Okay. It's okay to learn. There's no harm in learning, right? But that much is not required for Selenium automation. Next thing is on every weekend, we have non-tech to tech series where we are already going in HTML in depth. You can also join the sessions and be part of the sessions where HTML is being discussed in depth as part of moving the non-technical people to the expert technical guys. To make that, I'm doing that sessions on weekends, okay, at 2:30 p.m. IST. On weekends at 2:30 p.m. IST. On Saturday and Sunday, we have this HTML sessions going on in depth as part of non-tech to tech series. Okay, those are the two ways. But for now, on the weekdays, that is starting from Monday, that is today is Monday till the Friday, right? Okay. In this time, I'll try to cover the HTML only at a high level. I may not take that much time also. Whatever that I have documented here, I'll try to cover for you at a high level. Okay. These things, if you understand, you are good for locators. You don't have to go behind this. Clear, guys? Clear, everyone? Are you with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Then fine. Let's understand what exactly is a HTML. Yes, that is more than enough, right? This is more than enough. Whatever I created is more than enough. We'll try from scratch. That's okay. So first of all, what is HTML? HTML full form stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Okay. HTML stands for what, guys? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So what is HTML? What is the full form of HTML? H stands for hyper, T stands for text, markup language, hypertext markup. It's not a normal text, it's a hypertext. All the elements on the web pages like buttons, hyperlinks, or hypertext, they have some properties. They are not normal text. That's why whatever the text that you surround with some HTML codes, right, that will become hyper because of the HTML language. Markup means what? Less than and greater than symbols. Markup is nothing but, what is the meaning of markup? This less than greater than symbols used in HTML is called as markup symbol. Language means language. Anything is a language. English is a language. Telugu is a language. Marathi is a language. Okay. Kannada is a language, right? Urdu is a language. Like that, Hindi is a language. Like the different languages we'll have. In programming also different type of language. But this HTML is a language, is a front-end language basically. It's a front-end language. Front-end layer. UI layer. Whatever that is visible on the page is designed using the front end. To create this using HTML, we'll create the structure. Okay, structure of web pages we can create. The front end structure 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 of web pages we can create. Okay, so assume that guys, front end structure it can create using HTML language. We can create structure of the web pages. Okay, why we use HTML? If you ask someone why we have to use HTML language in applications, they will simply say that to create or build web pages. Why we have to learn HTML, guys? Why we have to learn HTML? To create or build web pages. What is an example of a web page? Anything is a web page. For example, if I take you to this particular website, Amazon.com. Amazon.com. Is this a web page or not? Whatever that is coming on the screen is a web page or not? Tell me, guys. Whatever you see on the screen is a web page or not? Yes, it is a web page. It is a web page, guys. This whatever you are seeing is a web page. Okay, it's a web page. Any website you go, it will contain a collection of web pages. If you go to this application, e-commerce application that we generally use, it's a website is nothing but a collection of web page. Okay, simple. So it's a collection of web pages. For example, on this particular website, how many web pages are there? You see, if I go to this register account web page is there. This is the register account web page. If I go to this login, this is a login web page. Whatever you are seeing is a login web page. If I go take you to about us, this is about us web page. If I take you to this wish list, it will not go to the wish list because without logging, it will not take you. So if I go to a sitemap, let's say this sitemap web page. Okay. So how to create this kind of web pages? Using which language we have to create the web pages? Using which language we have to create the web pages? Tell me, if I have to build or construct these web pages, I have to use HTML as a language. But thing is, in HTML, only the structure can be created for the web pages. Okay, only the structure can be created for the web pages. I'll give you some examples to understand what I mean by structure. For example, there is a doll. Assume that there is a doll here. Okay, normal doll. Okay, so I'll put some hands and all those stuff. Okay, it is a doll. Okay, some hands and legs I'll provide. So it looks like some basic doll. Okay, so this kind of structure it will be created with the help of HTML. Using the HTML, we can create this kind of structure. Okay, this kind of doll structure can be created, but this particular doll is not looking good. Why? Because this is only the structure. Okay, this is only the structure. For example, if I have to add some colors to this, some color, without colors, right, it doesn't look good, right? Without colors, it doesn't look good. So some colors I will add so that, this doll looks good now, right? How this is possible, how the colors is possible, this is with the help of CSS. HTML will not have this. We have to use what? To get this coloring possible, we have to go for what? CSS. Got it, guys? This is CSS. Coloring is done by CSS. Coloring is done by CSS. Now, you want to make this particular doll not only colorful and looking wise, it should not be only good, but also this particular doll, when you put batteries into this, it should move, it should dance, it should roll, it should walk, it should run, it should make some gestures, whatever it is. That is possible with the help of what? JavaScript. To make this particular doll dynamic, we need JavaScript. Understand this theory, guys. Whatever I'm covering here, you have to understand. Using HTML, only structure can be created. To color it, to make it look good and okay, we need CSS. And to make this particular thing moving, it has to move something like that. We have to use JavaScript. Now understood what is the purpose of all these three things in web pages or websites? In websites, all these three are front-end languages. HTML, CSS, JavaScript are front-end technologies, right? HTML is a front-end technology. CSS is a front-end technology. JavaScript is also a front-end technology. But HTML will only create a structure, whereas CSS technology will add some colors to it, the look and feel to it, the coloring to it. Whereas JavaScript will make it dynamic. The doll will move kind of stuff, okay? To make the elements on the web pages dynamic, we have to use JavaScript, okay? So this is one simple example I generally take to explain what is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. To understand locators, we also have to know about CSS also, guys, okay? In locators, we have one locator like CSS selectors. There's one locators like CSS selectors locator. To understand that, we need to have some basic knowledge of CSS also. JavaScript is not required for locators, but later in the Selenium automation, we may need JavaScript. But whatever that I need to cover, I'll cover, guys, as part of this. Okay. So don't worry. Before locators, whatever HTML and CSS are there, I'll cover for you. These two things we have to learn. JavaScript we can postpone also, not a problem. Okay. Now the thing here is, I'll give you one more example. Okay. So building under construction, if I search about. So this kind of construction, building under construction and after construction, I'll say. Okay, if you see like this, building under construction and after construction, if there are any images, let's see. They'll show you, right? Before it looks like this, after it looks like this. Is there an image coming? Let's see. Before and after constructing a building. Okay. I saw some images somewhere. Okay. Okay. Before before construction, and after construction is ready, building. Okay, something like this. I'll search. Let's see if anything will come. Yeah, for example, if you see this, guys, okay, see this image, or see this particular image, anything is fine. You can see this image, guys, here. You can see this particular image, Pinterest image it is. Can you see that? Before construct, this is like with HTML. After CSS, it will be like this. Got it? Okay. This is like HTML. This is like HTML. After CSS, it will be like this. This is HTML. Just construction, just structure of the building will be there. Here, UI is added, like colors and all those stuff, interiors, exteriors, everything is added. That is CSS. Okay. Without interiors, exteriors, it's HTML. Okay. To construct this like this without this interiors and exteriors is called as HTML. Okay. And what about JavaScript, if you ask me? Okay. JavaScript will be very crazy here. Just see the example. Moving building in Dubai, if I see, you can understand what is JavaScript. Now I'll just take this to this video. You can see that here a particular building actually. I'll go to this link. The building actually moves. Okay. So any ad is coming. Just wait. Ad is coming, guys. Let's wait.
Even that person talking is also dynamic, no, sir? Can't be as JavaScript?
Yes, yes. If the person is still, that is not JavaScript, right? Okay. Yeah, whatever the dollar example I have given you, that is enough. Okay. 1 minute. It's almost going
So
to
even
end.
the banners and all will come, no, sir? What type of language that one? Banners, sliders in website.
For example,
Those are all built by.
if you see this particular building, there are some other buildings also which are already ready, right? There are beside buildings are also there. They are like HTML and CSS are there. Construction is done, structure is created, and also coloring and interior exterior is also done. But when compared to this building, which is actually moving, you see, this is JavaScript. Okay, moving thing is like a JavaScript. Okay, so this particular thing is JavaScript. You have to understand like that. Some examples I am giving. That's okay. You don't have to go depth, but I'm just giving. Okay, what will happen to your website when we will have JavaScript? Okay. So to prove that example practically, theoretically, I showed you what is HTML, what is CSS, what is JavaScript. I showed you, but practically, I'm going to, okay. Practically, I'm going to show you. Okay. Practically, I'm going to show you. With that, you will clearly understand what is the power of HTML, what is the power of CSS, what is the power of JavaScript. At a high level, I showed you for now. Okay. So just
Banner is JavaScript or CSS, sir? In the website, sometimes some advertisements will be coming, na? Scrolling advertisements, banner.
no.
Yeah.
You see,
Flash
should be
messages.
placed at which location on the web page. A banner should be there. But if the banner has a color or something, that is CSS. Normal banner layout is there. Just layouts are there. For example, you build a building, okay? Just layouts, walls and all those things you completed, shelves and all, okay? You completed. That is HTML only, structure you created. Once you paint that building, that will become CSS. Got it? So here you cannot say banner is HTML or CSS, you cannot say that, okay? Where you are putting that banner, that layout thing is there, right? Layout of that banner is HTML. And how the banner is looking and in colors and all, that is CSS. Whereas if the banner is like rotating like this, flashing out like that, that is JavaScript. Got it now? Is that clear?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. But we'll see it in very practical mode. That will be more clear. Instead of understanding with the help of banner, right? You have to understand in a different way. But at a high level, okay? At a high level, you try to understand what is the power of HTML, CSS, JavaScript with the given examples. That is enough, okay? So I'm going to use Notepad++ editor. I'm not going to use a normal Notepad editor because the problem here is when I create a Notepad here, normal Notepad that comes with Windows, if I use and try to write some HTML code, right? There is something, I'll show you some difference, what will happen here. I'll take the normal Notepad editor. I'm going to take the normal Notepad editor, create a new Notepad file, and here I'm going to write the HTML code, HTML, /HTML. Like this I'm writing, and here I'll say head. Then /it. Don't worry what I am writing here. I'll explain everything. Just let sample HTML I'm writing. I'm saving this file. File save as. And in my machine, in the downloads folder, I'll create some folder with the name batch2. I'm going to create a folder with the name batch2. In that batch2 folder, I'll create this file. So HTML file1. Extension of the HTML file is HTML. Okay, the extension of the HTML file is .html we have to give. Okay, and here you have to select all files. Okay, then save it. So do you see any difference before saving and after saving? Before saving also, the text is like this only, right? In the normal notepad. After saving the file as a .html file, do you see any difference here? Guys, do you see any difference here? Before saving, after saving, do you see any difference? No difference at all, right? No difference at all. But what if I use a notepad? So anyone doesn't have notepad plus plus in your machine, let me know. Anyone doesn't have notepad plus, because in my machine notepad plus plus software is already there. Anyone from this batch doesn't have notepad plus plus editor, just let me know. Who doesn't have notepad plus plus editor in your machine? Just type me in the chat box. Just type me in the chat box. If you don't have notepad plus plus editor, just type me in the chat box. Fast guys, we don't have so much of time. Rakesh, you have the notepad plus plus editor or doesn't have?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Nigora, your machine is Mac machine, right? I think still we can install, I guess, so in Mac machine. Is your machine a Windows or Mac machine, Nigora?
Mac.
Okay. Can also install in Mac, I think so, but okay, installer, 32-bit. Anyone else from Windows machine? Anyone having Windows machine? Yeah, Yogesh. Yogesh, I'll give you the permissions. You can share your screen now. I'll stop sharing mine. You can share your screen, Yogesh. I gave you the permission.
Yes, sir, I'm sharing.
Yeah, fine. I just want to show you how to download and install Notepad++. Meanwhile, everyone also can do in their machine. If you don't have, you can download and install. While Yogesh is installing, you can also do the same steps in your machine to get that Notepad++ software for now. But the ultimate editor for learning HTML is Visual Studio Code that we are discussing on the weekends. Okay. So as part of the weekends, we already covered that. But here we are to know, at least to practice some HTML in a better way. Okay. Yeah, Yogesh. Are you sharing? Yeah. I think Yogesh is sharing. Go to the new tab immediately, Yogesh, and search for Notepad++ download. Just type Notepad++ there. Notepad++ download. That's it. Just press enter. You'll get the link. First link you click. This is the page, guys. We have to download. Okay. Go to the first stable version. Stable version is where on the top. Complete on the top. First line. Yeah, that is a stable version. Okay. Click on that. And scroll down a bit. Scroll down a bit. Yeah, scroll down. Yeah, under Notepad++ box, you see a download button. Click on that download button. Yes. See whether it got downloaded. Go to the location. There is a folder symbol coming, right? Just click on that folder symbol. Yeah, just click on that folder symbol. It will take to the downloads location where the exe file of that Notepad++ has been downloaded. Double click on that. Double click on that exe file. It's very simple to install exe. This is very simple to download and install, guys. Maybe you got user access control. Just select S on that. Just select S on that. Say OK. English is the language. And this is the installation wizard you got. Click on next button. Yes, click on I agree. Click on next. This is the location where the software will be installed. Click on next. Don't change anything. Click on install. Don't change anything. Click on install. Yeah, it's installing in the Yogesh machine. This is how simple it is to download the Notepad. And you don't have to run it. Just uncheck that option. Just uncheck that option. Run Notepad++ option. You uncheck. On the top, Yogesh, there is run Notepad++, right? Here in between. That checkbox option, you deselect that. That's not required. Just click on finish. After that, click on finish. So installation is done, completed. Now, Yogesh, go to your, you don't have that Windows search. Just click on that. Just click on that option and search for Notepad. You are getting that Notepad++. Just click on that. Notepad++ software will launch. So this is the simplest way, guys. This is the simplest way to install, download and install. Yogesh, you can now stop sharing your screen. That's enough. Thank you, Yogesh. You can stop sharing your screen. I'll share mine. Guys, are you able to see my screen now? Is everyone able to see my screen? Yes. Okay. So now you understood, right, how to install Notepad++ software. After you launch that Notepad++ like that, you can also pin it if you want. And once that is done, you write some HTML code, HTML. Instead of in the normal Notepad that comes with Windows, I installed the Notepad++ in the new node. I'm adding this HTML code and I'll save this here. File. You can add anything, but the file, save as. File, save as. Go to the location. Any location in your machine, I will go to one of the location downloads folder. Here I'll say HTML file 2.html. Extension is HTML, and here save as type as all types. Save as type of all types, save it. That's it. Now, can you see any difference after saving the HTML file in the Notepad++ editor? Do you see any difference when compared to the normal Notepad? Do you see any difference, guys, when compared to the normal Notepad? Normal Notepad and this Notepad++. Do you see any difference here? Colors and the kind of, collapse and, expand collapse kind of things are coming.
Your
Yes,
screen
right?
isn't visible.
Yes.
Your screen is not visible.
Screen is stuck for you?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
1 minute, I'll share again. What about now? Is it visible?
The HTML code is not visible.
Yes,
Yes,
now
sir.
visible now.
Now it is visible.
Participants can now see your screen. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is, once you have the Notepad++ installed, right? Write some HTML code. I'm saying HTML/HTML. So before saving this as a HTML file, how it is like this? How it is, guys? Tell me. Normal, plain colors are there. It's similar to Notepad only. Normal Notepad only, right? Normal Notepad it is there. What I will do is file, save as, and go to the downloads folder. In one of the folder, any location you can go and just give some name for the HTML file, HTML file 3, I'll say, and give the extension as .html. Okay, .html is the extension, and here save it as all types and save it. The moment you save that, do you see any difference on the UI in the Notepad++ editor? Do you see any colors and expansion and collapsing? You can see here. Yes. This is something that you are getting in extra, guys. This is something that you are getting extra when compared to the normal Notepad editor. If you use the Notepad++ kind of editor, okay, you can change the colors. You can change the colors, and here head, okay, here body, here body/body, and in the head write down, title, and here you see whatever I am writing, it's coming in a different way here. Okay, so I'll say batch 2 HTML demo, some title I'll give. Okay, I'll explain this later. Some sample HTML code I'll write for now. Okay, some paragraph. My name is Arun Motori. Like this, I have written some code. Now save this file. Once you save the file, go to the location where it got saved. Downloads location. In that downloads location, go to the batch 2, and you'll see a file. HTML 1, 2, 3. 3 is the one. Open that. In the Edge browser, it is opening. No problem. Can you see that, guys? The title of the page has come as HTML2 batch 2 HTML demo. Whatever the title I gave here, that has come here. Okay, right? Batch 2 HTML demo, and here on the body, the paragraph has come. My name is Arun Motori. Okay, so some sample I showed you for now, but we'll go from scratch again. Guys. Don't worry. But only the sample thing I covered for you. Okay, then. Okay. So recommended editor for practicing HTML. This is only for that purpose. I've shown you how to use Notepad++ for writing the HTML code and all. What are the benefits when comparing this Notepad++ editor with the normal Notepad editor that comes by default in your Windows machine? Okay, better to use a better editor. Which one is a better, guys? Tell me. Which one is better, Notepad or Notepad++? Which one is better?
Notepad++, I believe.
It's better because the colors are coming, so a lot of other features, organizing is very good. Okay, it's a better editor, but it's not the best editor. If you want the best editor, you have to go for Visual Studio Code that I'm not going to cover because that will be covered in the weekend non-tech to tech series. Okay, if you are interested, watch the weekend non-tech to tech series for that. It's even more better editor or best editor you can say. Okay, that a lot of people use for HTML. But for now, as part of HTML for Selenium, this Notepad++ will be enough. And the next thing is we have to create a web page from scratch. Let's create a web page from scratch. And for that, you first need to understand if you want to create a web page using HTML, that is just the structure of the HTML page, the structure of the HTML, structure of the web page. If you want to create, we generally use HTML. And to create the structure, there's something like basic structure you have to create using HTML. First, to create this web page, you have to create a basic structure. Okay. To create the basic structure, I'll take one example. You will understand. So let's say there is a box. Okay, in the box, there's one person. Okay, inside this box, there is a person. This is the head of the person and this is the body of the person. Okay, assume that. Okay, so the starting of the box, I can compare this starting of the box as HTML. Okay, starting of the box as what? This HTML. Okay, clear guys, this starting of the box is HTML. HTML is starting here. This is a root element guys in the HTML. Root element is HTML. We have to provide that HTML. These are all predefined tags in HTML. All these are predefined tags. Browser will understand this. Okay, what HTML tag means. It is a root element. Okay, to create any HTML page, first we have to start the root element, and at the end of the page we have to write, as part of creating the web page, at the end of the page we have to write /HTML. This is a closing part. When you say /HTML, it is a closing part. Normal HTML means it is starting part. The box is starting here, so starting root element is there. Box is ending here, ending root element is there. So in that, there are two child elements. One is head. The head is starting here, head is ending here. So for starting of the head, we have to write which tag? Head tag. Head like this. Okay. For ending, how do we have to write the ending? Tell me guys, how do we have to write the ending? Tell me. Less than symbol.
With slash.
Yes. Slash head. This is the ending part. Okay. This is the ending part we have to write. Now similarly, like the head is there in the box. Okay. Box is like HTML. Inside the box, we have head and body. Okay. Of the person, let's say. Okay. Here I'm comparing with the person's head and body. So this body is starting somewhere here with the body tag. Okay. With the body tag. And is ending with /body tag. /body tag. Like this, it is ending. Like this, it is ending. Okay. Starting with head tag, ending with body tag. Okay. Ending with body tag. HTML starting, HTML ending, head starting, head ending, head body. So here, who is the parent, who is the child? Tell me guys, who is the parent, who is the child in this case? There are three tags, HTML, head and body. Out of this, who is the parent? Out of this HTML, head and body, who is the parent? HTML is the parent. Because inside the HTML only, these children are there. There are two children actually. HTML has two children. Who are the two children? Who are the two children for HTML? Head is one child.
Head and body.
Head and body are the two children of the HTML. So now you are able to understand the basic structure of HTML with this example. Guys, is it clear? The basic structure of HTML is clear for you. How to write the HTML when you are creating a web page using HTML. So on the parent level, we have to write the inside the HTML tags, you have to write head and body tags. These are siblings. Head and body are at same level. They are like siblings, brothers and sisters. Siblings means brothers and sisters kind of stuff. Okay. HTML is the parent of this head and body. Head and body are brothers and sisters. This is the head portion of the web page. This is the body. This represents the body portion of the web page. HTML represents the entire document. Entire HTML document is represented by HTML. Head section of the document is represented by head. Body section of the this HTML document is represented by the body tags. This head and body are the children of the HTML. This so far that is clear. So clear guys, clear with the structure of HTML, clear with the structure of the HTML. Yes, great. So that is the basic structure of the HTML pages. Now how to save the HTML files already showed you. When I am saving this HTML file, how did I save the HTML files? I'll create one more. I'll try to create one more HTML with the structure. Tell me guys, HTML starting, HTML ending. So you see, it's not comfortable for me to type here manually and all, to mention this, and there is no coloring is coming, no expanding, collapsing is coming. I want some better features, so I'll save it first. Okay. When I save this Notepad++ file, at one of the location in my machine, any location in your machine with the name and extension, that is enough. While saving this HTML file 4, I'll say, you can either give the extension as .html, you can either give the extension as what? .html, or you can give the extension as .html also. What is the most popular one that people use in the real time? They use .html or .html. What is the real time most people will use? .html is popular, but you can also save in the HTML format. Let's not worry about that. That is not that much required for this session. You can explore that later, but .html is the important one. Okay. So we are saving the file with .html only. .html, though you can save with HTML, you can also better to save with .html, which is popular because everyone remembers .html. Okay. Now there are two ways of saving. One way of saving this as HTML file is here. What save as type is mentioned as what? When you gave the extension here as .html, but save as type is mentioned as what here?
Normal text file.
Normal text. Instead of that, you can give all types. One way is that all types, or else you don't want to change the normal text. What you have to do, other thing is you have to surround this with double quote. Okay. If you don't want to save any option, if you don't want to change any option to all types and all, okay. If you still want it to be saved as HTML file, .html, surround with double quotes. Surround this name with double quotes and save. Well, no matter it is text or not, doesn't matter. It will create the HTML file only. Save this. The HTML file will get created. Okay. There are two ways to save this HTML file. Either by surrounding that name and extension with double quotes, or if you don't provide double quotes, you have to go to the below dropdown, save as dropdown, and select the HTML there. Otherwise, it will not be saved as HTML file. It will be saved as text file. Okay. These two techniques you can use. Now inside this HTML, but we have head and body, right? Head is one thing, and body is another thing. Okay. Head is one thing and body is another thing. Okay. Head and body. Inside the head, inside the body. Now, if I save this file and go to the location where this HTML file has been saved, nothing is there inside the head, nothing is there inside the body. If I go to the downloads here, if I go to the downloads and go to the batch 2 here, and if I see here HTML4 is there, you can open this in any browser. If you by default the application is set to Edge browser, but if you want to set it to any other browser, simply say open with, choose another app. Let's say every time you open this, you want to open with Chrome browser instead, this HTML file. Select this and say always. Then what happens? From next time onwards, it will open in the Chrome browser. Whenever you double click here, it will open in the Chrome browser. Okay. Whatever the browser you want, in that browser you can open. All the browsers can. Who can understand this HTML code that is written in the HTML files? Tell me, guys. Who can understand the HTML code that is written in the HTML files? Tell me. What is the answer?
Users.
Browsers. Okay. Who will understand the HTML code written in the HTML files? Browsers. So we have to open this HTML files in the browsers. Okay. So here, just press enter and okay, it's not changed data. Right click. Open with. Choose another app. Select Chrome and say always. Then it's opening in Chrome browser, but if I go here, it's not changing. Right? I'll try to change it a bit. I'll change it to Notepad otherwise. Let's see what will happen. Notepad it is opening, but it has to change the icon, guys. Somehow it's not changing the icon. Okay. So next time when I double click here, let's see what is happening. I said always, right? It should open. So it's not working. Somehow it's not working, but it should work. Okay. Maybe if I restart my machine, it will work. Because I tried this earlier also, but there is some temporary glitch or something is happening. So it's not opening, but that's okay. But for now, we'll right click here and simply say open with. I said share actually. Right click here and select open with Chrome. Open with Chrome. In the Chrome browser, it will open. Simple in the Chrome browser, the HTML file got opened. Here is the code. Here is the code. You can also open that HTML file in Notepad also. And here is the code written, HTML code written. Do you see anything inside the head tag? Do you see anything inside the body tag? Nothing. So that's the reason this page is also looking like this only. What is the title of the page? Guys, what is the title of the page? HTML file 4.html. Did I mention any title here? Did I mention any title here? Yes or no? No. But still I am getting a title. So what is the default title that is coming? Which is nothing but the name of the file and extension. Okay. The name of the file and extension is the title that is coming if you don't provide any title. How to provide the title? If you have to provide the title, title is part of the head section. You see, if you go to this diagram, so how do you identify a person with a name? by looking at his face or not? Head or not? Do you identify a person with some name by looking at its head and his features or not? Yes or no? Yes, right? So head will be there. So here we generally give a name that is nothing but title of the web page in this case. Okay, like we give a name to the person based on the face features. Okay, and we identify this particular person using his face by identifying his face features, and we can recall his name. Similarly, to identify a web page, we need a title. But the title we have not given, it's coming by default as the name and extension of the file. Okay, HTML file. But if you want to specially give a name for that particular person, like give a particular name to that particular web page, we have to give the title, guys. Where to specify the title? In the head part. Head part only title should be specified, because name is related to head, means title of the web page also should belong to the head. That's how we have to remember. Inside the head tag, I'll write the title tag here. Less than, greater than symbol, title tag, and slash title, less than, greater than is the ending tag. Here, whatever the title I give, if I give my name as a title, let's see, Arun Motori, then save this. Now come back here and refresh this page. Which this browser is actually loading this HTML file. You can see that, right? In the C drive users folder, Arunium folder, downloads folder, batch2 folder, we have HTML file 4.html file, which is loaded up. Just refresh that, reload that. Now the title got changed. Whatever the title I gave here has come or not, guys? Tell me. Whatever the title I gave here has come or not? Title of the page has come or not? Yes or no? Yes, right? So that is what is the title of the page. But do you see anything on the body? This is a head section. This is a body section. Whatever the white area you see on the screen is the body section. Do you see any single item on this body page? There's no single item on the body page. If you want to get the single item, if you want to get at least one single item on the body page, okay, let's write some, yeah. Yes, body section doesn't have anything, so there is no body items. So enter normal text. Let me enter some normal text into this so that you'll understand. Like, for example, here I'll write, my name is Arun Motori. Okay, I love HTML. HTML stands for hypertext markup. I just type it fast so that why to waste the time here. Language. Okay, HTML is used for creating web pages. Okay, so collection of website is a collection of web pages. Okay, like this. Okay, HTML only creates the structure of the web pages. Okay, CSS can be used for styling the web pages. For styling the web pages like interiors and exteriors, we need CSS selectors. To make the elements on the web pages dynamic, we have to use what? JavaScript. We have to use JavaScript. Okay, to make the elements on the web pages dynamic, we have to use JavaScript. Like this, I'll write some HTML code. Now save this, guys. The moment I save this and go to this and just refresh here, what happened? Is this according to your expectations? Is this according to your expectations, guys? I wrote something like this, some text. This is the format I wrote. But what is the format that is coming? Anyhow, the body we have some element here, but it's not actually coming in the required format, right? It's coming continuously because HTML by default doesn't consider new lines or spaces. If you view like this also, it will not consider it. Okay, it will not consider the default things. You see, nothing changed. No matter what spaces you give, you just write like this. You just mention, like this, mention like this, mention like this. Okay, try to change how they are structured and all. Doesn't matter for HTML. The text will be taken into consideration and the continuous text will be provided like this. There's no difference. Okay. You see, there is no difference after I reload the page, after saving this and reloading the page also, nothing. It will not consider structure here. Okay. So text is always a text. The spaces will not be considered. New lines will not be considered. Okay. Only text will be represented. Because did I use any tags here for this text or directly have written the text? Did I use any HTML tags surrounding this particular text or without tags I created? Tell me, guys. With the tags or without tags? Directly used. Directly used means no rules, no regulations. HTML will not, the browser will read like this only. Without tags means it will read like this only. So if you want to get the exact structure, let's say you have to use some tags for that. Okay. For example, there is some tag like pre-tag. Okay. Pre-tag in HTML, which will preserve the, okay, which will preserve this. Okay. Pre-formatted text. Pre stands for pre-formatted text. One example I'm giving. Save this. Now go here and refresh the page. Now, did you get the same structure? Did you get the same structure, guys? Just see here. This is the structure. From here, you have to see the spaces and all. Some spaces are there. Okay. And come back here and see. Structure is preserved or not? Now structure is preserved, right? This time the structure is, alignment is different. Let's see. I don't think so. I don't think so. You see, this is a starting point. This is starting point. So here, this is starting point. Alignment is not different. It looks like, but it's not different. This much space is there. Here also, this much space is there. Here, this much space is there. Here also, this much space is there. And all the new lines are there. Here also, all the new lines are there. And here, from here to here is there. 2 tab spaces are there. Here also, almost 2 tab spaces are there. Then the next one is like this. Next one is like this. From the starting to the here, you have to see. You should not see the hit and all comparison. Here, pages is there. Let's see. Do we have the pages here? Okay, pages has come here basically. Okay, pages is the only one that is not. Maybe this is not like we have pressed enter here. If I press enter here and save this, let's see what is happening. I press enter, that will be a different thing. Refresh. Now you got that pages. Okay. Now you got that pages. Okay. So a bit is okay. It's not exactly same, but okay. It has preserved to whatever extent it can. CSS can be used here and CSS can be used here. So to some extent, it is okay, guys. To make the elements on the web pages, JavaScript, some 4 has come. Where is the 4 number? I entered 4 here. Okay. So that's the power of the tags, guys. In HTML, every tag has some power. Okay. In HTML, okay, what is the shortcut to auto-complete the tags here? So here, some settings, preferences. You have to go to settings and then go for preferences. In this preferences, you have to go for some option here. Auto completion option. In that, you have to select this option. In that, you have to select this HTML, XML close tag option should be selected and say close. Okay, guys. You see, whenever I'm typing here, the question here is very simple. When I'm typing the head tag here and close this, automatically /head is automatically coming. I don't have to type. Why? Because I changed a option here in my Notepad++. I went to settings, preferences, and in that preferences, I select auto completion. In that, I selected this checkbox. Clear? Clear? You try to do that. I'll remove all this part. This is only for demonstration purpose, guys. This is only for demonstration purpose. But I'll write normal text. My name is Arun Motori. Okay. My name is Arun Motori. I love HTML with normal text. I write. That's allowed. Not a problem. Okay. HTML stands for hypertext, markup, language. Okay. HTML is used for creating web pages, creating structure of web pages, Okay, CSS is required to be used along with HTML to style the HTML for styling I can say with HTML for styling. Okay, JavaScript needs to be used for making the web pages, web elements on the web pages dynamic. Okay, like this I'll write. Fine.
For file save as .html, no sir? .html or HTML?
You can use anything. You can save it as HTML. HTML is popular. HTML is not popular. Okay.
So how to see the source code, sir? Once you execute the batch file .html file, if you want to see the file, right click view source code. How to see?
Yeah, we can do that.
Once
Okay. Once you refresh here, you got the text, right? Let us
how to go back to the code?
Right click here and simply say view page source.
Okay.
When you say view page source in a new tab, the entire HTML code that we have written in the editor, right? That will come in the browser itself. Okay. We can see from here itself. Whatever the code the developer has written, as a developer, I have written the HTML code in the Notepad++. And if I want to, without going to that editor tools and all, if I simply want to, see what the developer has written for this building this HTML page, right click on the page somewhere in the blank area and select view page source. You will get the HTML code. Okay. Whatever the developer has written for it to make that possible. Clear?
So without opening this code, sir, .htm file also we can right click. Close this one. Go to desktop and right click there also we can see, right?
So here these files.
Yeah. Yeah. Right click and we can see there view source.
Here we cannot say view page source, but we can open with Notepad++. Like this we can see. Got it? You have to open with the Notepad editor. If you open this particular thing in the browser, you'll see the output. If you want to see the code, you have to open with Notepad++. If you want to see the output, you have to select any browser here. Okay? Either the browser you have to open to see the output, or if you want to see the code written for the HTML, you have to right click and say open in Notepad or Notepad++. Anything is fine. It's not compulsory Notepad. You can also open with normal Notepad editor also. Okay. Like this also you can open. It will open now in the Notepad editor. Normal Notepad editor that we have used with Windows machine. Clear? Clear everyone so far? Is it clear so far? Yes, correct, Vishwa. You are right. Here Notepad++ for editing and developing the code. Browser is to display the code. And from the browser also we can see the code by using this browser right click option and view page source, where you'll get the HTML code that is written by the developer. Okay. For creating this web page. Any web page you take, you don't have to be a developer to see the HTML code. You just right click on the web page and select view page source, you will get the HTML code. Okay. Fine. Next is what? Entering normal text I showed you without any tags. Now different sizes of headings I'll show you. Different sizes of the heading. Okay. So here H1 I'll say. H1. Here I'll say about Arun Motori is the heading I am giving. H1 heading I am giving. Save this. In the H1 tags, I have written this, not normal text. You see, this particular text doesn't have any starting and ending tags, but this particular text I'm surrounding with H1 tags. What will happen in that case? Once I save this and open the refresh the page here, which is loading that same file. You see, do you see any difference in this normal text and the text that is surrounded by H1 tags? Can you see the difference? Does it look like a heading or not? Guys, does it look like a heading or not? Yes, that looks like a heading. There are different sizes of heading. H1 has the highest size. H1 has the highest size. Okay, if I write something like this, H2, about same text I'll give so that you can compare. Okay, and you can give another. This is the least. This H1 is the biggest size. The next least size, lowest size will be H2, and next lowest size will be H3. Like that, up to H6 is there. Okay, in HTML we have up to H6 tags. Okay, H3, then we have H4 about Arun Motori, H4, then you go for H5 about Arun Motori. The last one is H6, guys. Okay, least size in HTML is H6. Least size in HTML is H6. Save this and come back here and refresh the page. You will get different sizes of heading. You see which one has highest size, which one has the highest size. Okay. It's not the title. Title means this one. Title means title of the page is Arun Motori. Here you see this is a title. These are headings. Okay, Manju, is that clear? These are headings, page headings. This title means title tag. Where title tag is coming? Inside the head part, title we gave. In the body section, we graded these headings and some text. Okay, some text. So these are the different sizes of heading I want to demonstrate. These are the different sizes of heading. The highest size heading will have which tag provided in the HTML code. What is the tag name for this highest size heading? Tell me, guys. In the chat box, you can type. The highest heading size is provided with which tag? H1 tag. H1 means H stands for heading. In H means H stands for heading. Okay. Heading of the highest size is H1, first rank like that. Okay. Second rank, third rank, fourth rank, fifth rank, sixth rank will be of the lowest size. Generally, in real time, we use this levels. That is enough. These are many, like very rare cases, we'll go for this kind of stuff. But mostly H1, H2, H3, H4. H1, H2 are more popular. Okay. When the size goes down, you see it's least used. Okay. H6 is the lowest size, H1 is the highest size. Right, correct. So I would like to have only one heading. I'll remove all the H2 to H5, H2 to H6 here. I don't want this many heading. I want to go with the H1 only. Save this again. So you understood what are the different sizes of the heading. Refresh this page. Okay. You got the heading and some text is there. That's okay. And after the heading, you see some space is automatically coming. Okay. When you specify the H1 tags, this is not the reason for the space, guys. If I remove that space also, you see after the H1 tag, some space will be, after the heading, some space will be there. Whatever the website you go, try to go to any website, guys. Amazon or whatever the website, any other websites here, Internet Heroku application, I'll go to one of the web page and see here there is a heading. After the heading, what is there? Some space is there. How the space is coming? Automatically it will come because of the H1 tags we have used. After the H1 tag, here mostly H1 tag is after the H1 tag, available examples is by default immediately there. Is there any space here? No. But still we are getting a space because after the headings, we'll get some sample space. You see this for heading 2 also some space is coming before this element starts, right? So that automatical spacing will be done by the HTML code only. So fine. Next thing is what? Different sizes is done. Creating a paragraph. Okay. Creating a paragraph. For example, I'll remove the heading, guys. I don't want the heading. I'll write the text like this. Okay. I'll write the text like this. And let's say this is the first paragraph. I'll write one more paragraph. Okay. I also love Java programming. Java for Selenium test automation. We have to learn only core Java part. Okay. We don't have to learn advanced Java for Selenium test automation. Okay. So till collections framework, one has to learn core Java. Okay. So core Java for anyone who is getting started with Selenium automation, they have to start learning Selenium using Java, though there are other supported programming languages like Python, C#, Ruby, JavaScript, etc. Like this, I have written to how many paragraphs you can see on the editor, guys? How many paragraphs are there? Tell me now. How many paragraphs are there? How many paragraphs are there? I want to temporarily remove the headings, Manju. I would like to temporarily remove the headings. Okay.
I believe 10 paragraphs.
How many paragraphs? 10 paragraphs. I only see 2 paragraphs. This is one paragraph, this is another paragraph. Only 2 paragraphs. Only 2 are there, Manju.
I counted the line. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not lines. I'm asking about paragraphs. It looks like there are 2 paragraphs, right? Let's save this and go to this page and refresh the page. You get 2 paragraphs here or only 1?
Just one.
Even this is not a paragraph also. This is normal text only, okay? But how to convert this normal text into paragraphs as if I have depicted here? So P tag you have to provide. P starting tag and P ending tag. Okay, here P starting tag will be there. Here /P should be there. Okay, and here again P should be there, and at the end /P should be there. Okay, so this is starting of the paragraph. P stands for what? P stands for paragraph. P stands for para. P for paragraph. P for paragraph. Okay, in HTML, this is a predefined tag we have in HTML known as P, which stands for paragraph. Okay, guys, and here no need to provide any space here. It doesn't matter whether you have to give in a separate line, doesn't matter. Okay, you just can write like this also. Like this also you can write, no problem. Still it will consider this as one paragraph. it will consider this as another paragraph. Okay, now save this like this. Go back to the page and refresh here. Now you'll see 2 paragraphs. Are you able to see the 2 paragraphs? Guys, are you able to see the 2 paragraphs?
Yes.
Whatever the p tag starting here, p tag ending here, that's a para. Automatically, this will add some space. You see, after the para, there is some space coming. Can you see that? And before and after the para, some space will automatically come to state that it's a paragraph. Okay. So in HTML, if you want to represent the paragraphs, you have to use which tags? Paragraph tags, p tags. Okay. P tags are used in HTML for creating the paragraph. Now, okay, let's go till this ruler. Okay. After that, I'll finish for today. This I'll cover tomorrow. Creating links, images, and some advanced portions I'll try to cover tomorrow. Today we'll go till here. That is till. Yeah. Now next thing is going to the next line. Okay. So I'll take this one. For example, I'll remove the paragraphs here. I'll remove the paragraphs here intentionally. You understood the paragraphs, right? I'll just removing the paragraphs. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want all these things to be separate, displayed in a separate line like this. Okay. You see what I am trying to do? You're able to understand? All the things I want to display in separate lines like this. Okay. Where is this? This one. Okay. Then where it is ending, this one. Every line, separate line I have to get. Now, yeah, this is a very big line for any language. They have to start Java, though there are other languages. This is a big line. Okay, save this. Now go back here and refresh here. Are you getting in separate lines? Are you getting these things in separate lines? Even though I format like this in the HTML code, do you get the all things in separate lines? No, right? What I have to do? Here I have to write. Here I have to write. HTML will not consider that. It will consider a simple text. It will ignore the lines and all those stuff. BR we have to write. What we have to write? BR. BR stands for break. What is the full form of BR? Break. BR for break. Everyone type in the chat box. BR means break. Or break.
Earlier you given a preserve, no sir? PRV, preserve. So what is the difference?
Preserve is a different thing. There is an, preserve means like poems or something, right? For that you'll use preserve. Like exact format should be there. That is preserve. Here BR will take you to the new line only.
Because there also you put some gaps and give preserve. So when you execute that one, the gaps are showing.
Preserve means, here I have to manually give here line. Okay. If I give preserve, it will take, but BR is a different thing. Okay. BR means it will take you to the new line basically. Preserve means, for example, if I something like this, if I give, it will preserve the same format. Okay. Got it? Able to understand? What is preserve?
Okay,
what is the difference? BR will only take you to the new line. It will not preserve this kind of stuff. If you want to preserve this kind of stuff, like some spaces and gaps and all, okay, some new lines like this. If you want to preserve all this stuff, you have to use preserve. But BR purpose is to only go to the new line. Just go to the new line. That's it. Okay, got it now?
Okay, sir.
BR will just take your control to the new line. If I don't put BR, what's happening here? If I don't put BR, here all the text is coming in a single line. You see, continuous it is coming. But if I write BR, there are many ways to write BR. BR you can write. Okay. What happens here when I say put BR? Just save here and refresh here. You see, after my name is Arun Motori, wherever the BR came, it went to the remaining part went to the new line. Got it? I can also write the BR like this. BR / also I can write. There are two ways. Either you can write without forward slash, with forward slash. This is called as self-closing tag or empty tags. Okay, what are they called as? They call them as empty tags or self-closing tags. Okay, there are
which situation we'll use this one, sir? Preserve.
BR.
Which situation?
This
Not
is a
BR. BR means anyway next line. Preserve means which situations we use actually for
poems kind of stuff.
Poems.
You see, when you see some poems, right, they will be organized in different format, right? Some lines will be there. They will be starting in middle some things and something will be in the
alignment.
Exact alignment. Not some lines will be in middle, some lines will be on the left, some lines will be on the right, and they want the same structure. For each and every line, we cannot do a lot of tags we cannot provide, right? Simply you put that in the pre-tags. It will take the exact structure and display on the page. Got it?
Yeah, I got it, sir.
But here BR purpose is to just go to the new line. That's it. Okay. This particular text will not be continuous. It will be printed in the new line. Okay. Even though you don't have this like here, like this also not a problem. If you provide where like this also, this I love HTML will also be printed in the new line, kind of new line only. Just save this, you see. Still it is the same way, right? Here BR slash is there, here BR is there. Okay, still it is working. Then here you see BR. BR is nothing but a self-closing. Do you see any ending tag for this BR? Like for example, if you see HTML, it has an ending tag, right? Slash HTML. If you see head, it has an ending tag. Title, it has an ending tag. Body, it has an ending tag. But do you see BR has any ending tag? No. This is called a self-closing tag or empty tags, we say. Sometimes we call them as empty tags. Somewhere here I have written that empty elements, we say. Okay. There are some different type of elements in HTML which are called as empty element, which start there itself, stop there itself. There is no separate, ending tags are there for them. Okay, like this. For example, all these tags have ending tags, but this one doesn't have any ending tags. Okay, they are starting there itself, they are ending there itself. They are called a self-closing tag or empty elements. Anything you can call. Fine. So there are different type of HTML elements which are having the starting tag, ending tag. Some things will start there only, end there only. Either you write BR or BR slash. Both will do the same thing. Okay. It doesn't matter whether you provide BR or BR slash. Okay. If you're whatever you are comfortable, you can write it. Okay. For every line, wherever I have to put the line, right, I'm writing the BR. Okay. BR. So everything will be displayed in a separate line for me. Okay. BR slash or BR, whatever you want to write, you can write here, guys. Okay. Doesn't matter. BR. Okay. So that's it. Now save this and see. Are they displaying in separate lines or not? Yes, see, all the lines are displaying in separate lines, guys. Okay. This is how we can achieve BR thing. Clear, everyone? Related to BR, everyone clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear with the BR? Yeah, okay.
The font size also can we increase, sir? Is in the code?
Font size comes into CSS part. Okay.
Okay, not here.
Not here. Styling will all go into the CSS. This is only structure creation. Okay. Basic structure creation is for HTML. If you want to change the font style, font color, font size, okay, anything, underline the font, not underlying basically, coloring the font or changing the size of the font, okay, all these things come under the CSS, okay. Styling is all about CSS, okay. We'll discuss about CSS. Somewhere here we have that. At the bottom we have, okay, inline CSS, different type of CSS we have. I'll cover that. Yeah, you see here style, color, green, font size. Do you see this here? This CSS attribute this is, okay? I'll cover that later. Inline CSS we call this as, okay? With the help of CSS, we can apply the font size, okay? In whatever the pixels you want, you can apply that. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then the next one is HR. Last one for today, guys. Last item for today that I'm going to teach you in today's session is HR slash. Okay. Tomorrow we'll continue with this other type of elements like hyperlinks, creating images and all. Okay. For today, last element is HR. This is also a self-closing tag. HR stands for horizontal ruler. Everyone type in the chat box what HR stands for. HR stands for horizontal ruler. Okay. So for example, here in place of BR, if I give HR, okay, what will happen? A ruler, a horizontal line will come. Okay. In the UI, horizontal line will come. HR means horizontal ruler. Either you can say HR or HR slash. Both are fine. Okay. Now only two places I gave HR slash. Now just write this. Can you see the lines coming? Horizontal lines coming wherever I put HR. Is it clear?
But this
So,
is again styling, no, sir. This is not styling. Huh?
This is not styling. This is like providing separation. Okay. This doesn't come into styling. CSS styling, we have to go for CSS. All these tags belong to HTML. This is only about drawing a line. That's it on the page. If you want to get a line on the page, we have to go with this HR or HR slash. Okay. Got it? It's not styling.
Okay,
it's not about styling. Okay. It's still about the structure only. You see? I'm not styled. I didn't provide any colors. I didn't change the font size or I didn't change any font format, right? So it's not about styling. It's only about structure. How you want to represent the elements on the web pages. That's it. But it's not about styling. Okay.
Okay.
We have to use CSS for styling. That's the only way. So wherever I put the HR in the HTML code, there you got this horizontal lines. For every HR, you got one horizontal line here. Okay. That's all about HR. And automatically when line comes, automatically text will move to the next line, right? I don't have to specially specify BR. What will happen if I specify BR here? For example, after this line, I want some space. And after this, my name is Arun Motri, I want some space. Let's say that is my requirement. So what I will do here is before this, I'll write some BR. And after this, also before that HR, I'll write some BR. Okay, I can use like this. Now what happens? Refresh here. Some space is coming here. Right? Same space is not coming there at the end. BR I'll write. One more BR I'll write. Let's see what will happen. Refresh. Yeah, I got the space. Okay. So sometimes we have to do some kind of, until we get the result on the web page, we have to do some kind of crazy stuff. That's okay. Okay. So then a lot of space is coming. New lines are coming. Okay. That is what is BR. HR means lines only. Got it? So
Yes, sir.
HRs, BRs are self-closing tags. Either you put forward slash at the end or you don't provide that. Doesn't matter. Both are same. Some people will use BR. Some people will use BR slash. Some people will use HR. Some people will use HR slash. Both are same. Doesn't matter. Okay. Okay. So that's what I wanted to cover today, guys. I think we have discussed a lot. Hope you enjoyed the journey till here. Now the next items like different elements, I'll try to cover that tomorrow. Okay. I'll try to cover as much as possible tomorrow, guys. Okay. Any questions, any doubts, guys? Anyone have any doubts?
Sir, a small doubt. So some people like rather than writing in HTML, is there any way like whether you can write in Word document or Excel sheet, so that from there automatically it will come here and HTML program will execute. I mean, rather than you go like each
No,
and every
it's
time
not
giving
possible.
slash
Everyone
br.
will write in the editor. General editors for writing the HTML code is normal Notepad editor or Notepad++, or you have to go with the Visual Studio Code.
Yeah, some people writing difficult answer slash br, ending and closing. So to avoid
That's
that
up to
one,
you.
just write the sentences. Automation, basically automation I'm talking. Write only somewhere. So it will take from there to here and it will execute HTML file.
I didn't get that. Come again.
It's like automation basically. You write somewhere in the Word document or Excel sheet, like I am Arun Moturi. So like maybe 100 paragraphs. Okay.
Okay.
So that will take that value from there Word document to your HTML tags wherever you put accordingly
Okay.
and execute the HTML like that.
Where
You write manually, each
exactly
and every
that
time.
requirement
Yeah.
was there? Where exactly the requirement was there? Where did you
No,
see
I'm
that?
just asking, sir. I didn't say anywhere. Just
It
asking,
may
is
be
it possible
possible.
or?
It may be possible where you in the Excel files you have to provide the links, and that one way is like to provide the links. Okay, I don't think like HTML. Maybe there is a way. Maybe okay. There may be some way where you write some details in the like data in the XML files or Excel files, and HTML will read that and represent on the HTML web page, right? That's what you are saying, right?
Yeah.
Maybe there will be some APIs for that. Okay, you need to use some APIs. So, but I am not good with that APIs. But since the question has come randomly, are there any third-party APIs which can read the data from the Excel or XML or JSON files and display them on the web pages using HTML? Let's say. These are all the different type of stuff, okay? So Sheet.js. Sheet.js is a JavaScript library that can read Excel files in various formats, XML, XLSX, and convert them into the JSON format, which you can then manipulate and display on the web pages. Okay, this is one way. It's very technical here, right? XML2.js is a Node.js library that can parse XML data and convert it into JavaScript objects, making it easy to work with XML data in the web applications. jQuery parse JSON. If you're working with JSON data, you can use jQuery built-in parse JSON function to parse JSON strings into JavaScript, which you can use them to display data on the web pages. So using all these third-party APIs, if you learn these third-party APIs, you can do that. Ajax JSON, asynchronous JavaScript and XML to fetch JSON data from a server and dynamically update the content of your web page without having to load the entire page. Okay. So without page loading, we can get the things Ajax calls. Okay. Google Sheet API. If you use, if your Excel files are stored in Google Sheets, you can use the Google Sheets API to read data from them and display it on your web pages. How to exactly do that? You have to do some R&D on this, okay? There are a lot of APIs here. This is all technical stuff behind our limits, okay? For our sessions. If you really want to know that, you can learn any of these third-party APIs and try to see how that is possible. Okay, I'll make a note here. Maybe in future, if we get some time, we'll try to do some R&D on this. But at this moment, we'll not do, because we are seriously focused on the subject matter. So reading data from HTML files and loading on web pages. This is what here, right? Excel files, sorry. Excel files or JSON files or whatever the files. At least Excel files, reading data from Excel files and loading them on the web pages is something we have to achieve. So this, we can do some R&D. This is an R&D topic for future. Okay. Once we are done with our general sessions, we'll go with that. Yeah. Any other questions, guys?
Sir, mainly why I'm asking this question is even test data creation also. Nowadays, interviewers will be more focusing on how to create the test data automatically. Without any manually intervention. Everybody are going automation only. So like that, the questions may
Okay.
arise,
But
like
how
that.
it is related to HTML? If it is related to
No,
automation,
that is a different question. Yeah, that is normal, sir. So coming to the testing, so do you know any tools, sir, how to generate the test data automatically
Yes,
rather than
there are a
writing
lot of
manually?
tools here to generate the test data. You can use these tools here. One of the tool is from Selectors Hub. We got a session actually. You can go to the session from our Google Drive. I'll show you. Sanjay, you know Sanjay from Selectors Hub?
I heard him, sir, but I
Okay, he has
don't
taken
know
a
him
session for
personally.
us. He has taken a session for us in the batch one, for the batch one people. When the time comes for the batch two, I'll also add him here. Okay. He'll also come here again, as we had the select. You didn't attend that security testing webinar, right?
No, sir, I couldn't attend. I was
I thought
outside
you will be
actually. Signals,
attending there.
yeah, signals were not there, so I couldn't
Okay,
attend.
okay, fine,
I
fine.
went outside. Yeah. So how about the test cases, sir? Test case also can be done automatically.
Yes.
Any macros
Yes.
are there, something like that?
Yes,
Or any
yes.
tools?
Selectors Hub only you have to use. You have to use Selectors Hub, okay? So somewhere he has given a session for us on the, let me see where exactly that session is there. XPath expressions I covered. I think somewhere here it will be there. Relative Selectors Hub. Yeah. 58th video. Okay, in the batch one, Google Drive batch one, 58th video you watch. You'll get a lot of answers, whatever you're asking, right? The session was
Yeah,
given by
just ping,
Sanjay.
sir. In the group, you can ping, na? Just in the group, you can just ping, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, sure. Copy link, done. Okay, I think I pinged. Okay, you can take from there.
Thank you very much.
So you can explore that and you'll get a lot of idea. You can also explore from this website of Selectors Hub, like, there's some test case studio. Automatically, it will create the test cases. If you want to get the testing updates, you install this add-on. When you press new tab, right, all the testing updates will come. Then auto test data. This is for generating the fake data. Okay. There is one more tool known as fake filler or something like that. Many tools are there in the market. So you can also go with this YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, where a lot of useful tools I have created already. So go to my YouTube channel here. Apart from that, I'm saying, apart from that, you can go to my YouTube channel and you can see a lot of useful tools. You see, where is that? Sorry, I thought that is the one. Yeah, here is a list of tools that you can use for different purpose of software testing. A lot of useful tools are there. I'll post that link in the WhatsApp group. You can take that also from there. Okay. These are the tools.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, here some tool is there. I'll show you what is the name of the tool, where you will understand. Bug magnet. This is a very good tool. Okay, it will, when you are filling the fields, right click and then select the data will be entered into that, whatever the format you want and all. Okay, those are a lot of tools are there. You'll try to learn them by yourself for now. Maybe in the upcoming sessions when we have time, right, we'll do R&D on the different tools. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so fine. Yeah, what next? Anyone have any other questions?
Arun, like we have the, like there are like many third-party tools for the XPath creating. Do company allow to use that in a project? Those like third-party
It's not a
tools?
good idea to, they don't encourage you to use the tools, but you can, if you want to save the time, you can ask your manager or your higher level, whoever is you are working under, go to them. So I know how to create XPath and CSS, but I want to create them faster to save the time, because I have the knowledge. I am eligible for using the tool to save my time. So like that, you have to take the permission, and then if the manager approves that, he'll definitely send an email to your IT team, IT department, and the IT department will enable that for you, and you will be able to install the extensions. Then only it will be there. But by default, the machines in your companies will not allow you to install whatever the add-ons or extensions that you want. Okay, so you have to get the permissions from your manager depending on the company you are working. All these tools and extensions, you have to take the permissions. Yeah. Yeah. Hope you got the answer right by default. But don't worry, I'll be explaining how to create your own XPath expressions and CSS selectors from scratch. That is part of this session. Okay. As part of this training, I'll train you on how to create your own XPath expressions from scratch. Okay, you will learn the XPath expressions related thing. As part of locators, we'll learn that. Okay, don't worry about that.
Thank you.
You don't have to depend on tools. Okay, but if you have the
Okay.
tools, they will save your time. But without tools also, with the same speed, you can create. I'll demonstrate with tools and without tools how to be yourself. Okay, and create the locators. I'll definitely take some sessions on that. It will take good number of sessions for that, but I'll take that. Okay. So maybe not in the beginning, maybe at the end we'll take that. Okay. Maybe at the end we'll take that.
Okay. Thank you, Arun.
Welcome, welcome. So any other questions? I already got some questions. Vishwa is asking me some questions. It's not the right time to ask, but we add one session as part of future R&D sessions topic. Can we integrate the chat GPT or okay, to ask, but we can add one session as part of future R&D session topic. Can we integrate the chat GPT or Gen AI tool with Postman Selenium for automation side to make our work easy? So can we integrate ChatGPT or I don't think we can integrate ChatGPT. I know in and out of ChatGPT. We cannot integrate the tools with Selenium automation, but we can use the ChatGPT with the proper prompts to generate the automation code for us. But ChatGPT can do a lot of stuff for us. I tried this. For example, in Cucumber also I tried this. Okay, so it's helping a lot. But write a sample automation. You can write the prompts here, right? Sample.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Nothing in prompts is whatever you are giving is basically user inputs. If based on the user inputs, it will try to understand that there will be internal LLM models and it will store and it will pre-training prompts will be there. It will give the data. But the thing is, if you want to make our work easy, automatically if you give the one scenario like test engine or something, automatically the related scenarios it will generate it will go to the chat GPT launch and then
I don't think have done something. Is anyone has done something like that? Because I don't have any idea on that. Have you seen anyone done like that nearby you?
No. Actually, even I tried in the chat GPT itself. It's asking integration, something steps they given, but exact how we need to integrate that it didn't given any clear
So
idea.
by default, ChatGPT, whatever we are using is a free version. We have to go for the advanced version first of all. So where we can access some additional advanced tools, and here you see a lot of tools. Maybe. But even I don't know whether that advanced version of the ChatGPT has that possibilities or not. You have to see. Okay. So we have to do some R&D on that. Maybe we can put that as an R&D item.
Yeah. That's the reason only.
R&D for using ChatGPT integration with ChatGPT integration with Selenium automation. Selenium, right?
Correct.
Selenium scripts writing, etc. Let's see what will be the possible. I don't think I have attended some AI tools webinars and all, but I never felt that there is such kind of integration possible. But we'll do definitely R&D in that direction, I'm sure, in the coming sessions. Okay, like to generate the test case, send an email to QA team DL using the Selenium code with the help generated. What is that, Vishwa, you are talking about here?
No, the same thing only.
Same thing.
Maybe there will be a question like, what is the purpose to use the integrate the GenAI with your automation tool? Means maybe the some purpose will be to generate the test cases automatically, or some purpose will
Okay,
be.
okay. Maybe
we
we can go and explore, because already have seen some videos, but I never put some extra effort to watch the videos there. I've come across some YouTube videos already where they were talking about how to use ChatGPT in Selenium automation. Okay, like that, some two videos were there. We'll try to explore them. Okay, in the coming sessions. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, latest Postman has features. This is what Ashish Bahupuri is saying, that latest Postman has features, which is AI tool. Because a lot of tools are now coming with AI capabilities. Okay, a lot of tools are now coming with, even LinkedIn is coming, right? You see the LinkedIn, if you go to the LinkedIn, but it's not free one in LinkedIn. You go with LinkedIn, and if you want to do a post, because I am very good user of LinkedIn from long period of time for building my professional network and all, which is very important tool actually. So if I try to post something, share a post, try with AI, it is saying. But if I want to try with AI, right? Okay, it's happening here. Okay, rewrite with AI. If I write, it's asking me to try premium for dollars, and I have to subscribe to that 1 month free trial. So I didn't use that. Okay, like that, some lot of tools that nowadays in the market, right, are coming with AI capabilities. Okay, so, and also there are some codeless codeless tools are already there in the market. If you go to the Leap Work, or if you go to my website, you will get some information like how the automation can be done simple. You are talking only about integrating the ChatGPT with the AI to that normal Selenium automation tool, but there are some direct tools in the market like Scriptworks and LeapWork. You just go with this. They look something like auto generating using AI capabilities only they are doing. Okay, AI Smart Selector and Jenkins. You see, this is another one. Go with this. Go with this kind of articles here. LeapWork Codeless Scriptworks and AI Smart Selectors. Then another one is AI-based UI automation tool testing. This is a main one you can go with. Okay, how the testing tool is AI built.
Correct.
Yes, Rakesh.
But what is the correctness of this tool? If 100%, 80%,
Yeah,
90%.
testing is very good tool. We have you can go through the presentation. You can understand what they have done in that. Okay. We have a recording of this session. If you click on this, right, we'll get the recording here. Who is that particular one has already given the seminar there. 1 minute. Ads are coming.
But if we use this type of tool, so I think our mind is also less thinking.
We can't do, because what happened with the calculator is your mind stopped working after calculator came into the market. No, right? We have to leverage the calculator now, right? We have to use the calculator. Yes,
Yeah, but
definitely there will be an impact. You see, before calculator, what
impact,
was there? What
because
was there?
man is not thinking good thinking in
That's
in
what
deeper.
where we are heading, right? In the coming days, we are heading to the AI world only. Okay, so there, if you see in BTech, their courses are based on AI. AI is not a new term, right? It's there from long period, but now it is coming to the picture mostly. Okay, so slowly the AI comes, right? The type of mind that we have to put will become less. With less efforts, we have to do the work. Okay, that's what will happen in the coming days. So that's the reason when you have seen the article on that day, right, regarding the jobs, you have to learn continuously about AI tools, whatever the AI tools, you try to do R&D. Like the way we are thinking, like how to integrate AI here to auto-generate the automation scripts for Selenium, like that, okay? So we have to think in all the directions and get the help of, try to, be fast in the companies. That's the only thing we are left out with. We can't do much. Like latest Postman has a feature which is AI tool. You can generate basic test cases for the APIs also. Okay, you see how that is crazy, right? The AI only will generate. We don't have to think much. Okay, it will use the internet and get all the API. But tool, you have attended this session, right, Rakesh? That security testing session, bug suit and all. But there was a possibility of false positive.
Yeah.
The same thing will happen now. Though the AI tools will come, the problem is with false positive natures. Or AI tools, when we have used AI tools in my batch 1, batch 2, right? There were some cases where we were, AI is giving a wrong answer. ChatGPT is not giving a perfect answer. Wrong answers it is giving. But we are the ones who
Yeah.
have to judge and see whether it's correct or not by comparing here and there, right? We cannot
Mm.
purely depend on AI. That's why people, they cannot replace humans right now. Maybe in the future,
Mm.
we don't know. Okay. But right now, the next 5 years, we can see the picture, right? I don't think we have to be afraid of. But after 5 years, there is a possibility. But now, at this stage, the AI tools are not that much great. Okay. It will take some time for them, to understand and, to become. At that time, right, not only our jobs, but, the general jobs that are there out in the market for any business purpose or anything, they will be everywhere. Okay. So no one can do anything. Okay. So we don't know how the problem will come. Okay. So let's see. But for now, for the next 5 years, we should not be worried about. After next 5 years, cinema will start. Okay. We don't know. Till then, we have to be like, whatever there, we have to work with that. But just thinking about future, if you are afraid now, there is no point, right? Something has to happen means it will definitely happen. We should not be afraid of that right now. Okay. So currently we have to survive our jobs to whatever extent that is possible. So I don't think there is an impact of AI for the next 5 years as per my expectations and understanding. Next, after 5 years, I cannot say. Yeah, then shall we apply some same rules which you have explained are applicable for Visual Studio also, right? Yes, yes. Yes, in Visual Studio Code also, just it is an editor only. It's an editor only. You can do the same thing, okay? I'm not covered it, but if you want me to show you, I'll show you. I'll just open the Visual Studio Code editor. And I've already written some code here. This is how the UI looks, but I'm not going to explain how to install and all. You see, this is the HTML code I have written. But there are some advanced things in Visual Studio Code where, there is a go live option. If you click on that, the HTML code will automatically open in the browser. You don't have to go to the file and right click open. Automatically, you see, the web page will open here like this. You see, I tried all this stuff. These sessions are happening on weekends. If you're interested, you try to attend, guys, okay? We are covering in depth. Everything we are trying to explore in depth. So better to attend the sessions. If you guys are interested in exploring HTML in depth, you attend those sessions. So when you type here, for example, if you want to type doc type, okay? If you write like this and say, you see, it's giving me suggestion. If I select that, you see, I don't have it. How much easy it is, right? I don't have to think. The intelligence is very good, okay? Smart intelligence is very good. So you don't have to write, remember all the stuff, okay? Remember all the stuff. It will give you the suggestions, okay? Intelligence, we generally call that as intelligence, okay? So this Visual Studio Code has higher intelligence than Notepad. Notepad Princess is nothing before the Visual Studio Code. But this is how it looks like. We have to create a folder. Under the folder, we have to create the files, images, whatever that is. And based on that, we have to write the HTML code. And you can practice anything that you want in the Visual Studio Code. But I'm not going to use Visual Studio Code for this batch. Only the weekends, if you're interested, you can attend. Okay. Yes, it's Microsoft open source tool. It's free tool. Okay. To make our work easy, it's a free tool from Microsoft, guys. Okay.
What is the tool name, sir? What is that tool name?
Visual Studio Code.
Visual Studio
Code. It's from Microsoft, but it's free one. Free and open source. You can search here. Visual Studio Code Editor. Visual. Not only for HTML, you can use it for JavaScript, CSS, you can use it for Java. Many programming languages it supports. You just go to the official website of Visual Studio Code and find it how good this tool is. It's an open source and free tool. And at the same time, it's a lightweight tool where you can install different plugins and get all the different of stuff you see. IntelliSense will be there, debugging is there, Git commands you can run, extensions you can install. Okay. So a lot of things are there. You see all this supports this, okay? Extensions and customizations are there. Okay, you can go and explore Visual Studio Code you can practice Java here, Python here, TypeScript here, C++ here, PHP, C#, HTML that I'm trying. Okay, so this tool we are going to use for learning all this stuff, guys, in the coming days. So try to attend the technical sessions on the weekends where together we can explore a lot of stuff and do a lot of R&D, guys. Those are R&D sessions that are happening on weekends. Try to attend them whenever you have time. Try to attend the weekend sessions where it will go slowly, but you will learn a lot on them. Okay. Every session, right, we'll learn something new. So better to attend the sessions, okay? All these kind of tools we'll explore and, make our technical skills more better. That's the purpose. Okay. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions from today's session?
Sir, just a small question. Actually, interview perspective, I have seen somewhere FAQs. What
Okay.
is the mistake you have done during your testing? How to tell smartly? I mean, without telling, without thinking, this guy has done. So tomorrow, if he offer job, so he'll be repeating. It's not like. So how? I mean, mistakes are common, but how to tell? Balanced way of answering. So I've seen some interview fake use.
So I think I need to recollect that. If suddenly ask me, right, I may have done a lot of mistakes during my testing process. Like
Yeah, even interview also. Sometimes if they ask, it's very difficult to answer. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, maybe
Correct, sir.
you can
So that is.
tell smartly, like in my initial days. You add a word like
Yeah,
initial days.
yeah,
In the
yeah.
initial days, everything is a mistake only, right?
Correct.
Right? Initial days, everything is a mistake. So you can say that in the initial days, uh, I went to the developers and showed them my defects. Okay, instead of reporting them, then I got to know that we should not do that. Later onwards, later once my experience got increased, I got to know that once we get a defect, first we have to report that into the defect reporting tool, and then only we have to share that link with the developers. But we should not directly go and talk to the developers about the defects that we are encountered immediately once the moment we get the defect. That is one of the mistake you can say. But I have
Sometimes what they will say, sir, actually, I completely agree with you. But some management, what they will do is to avoid, again, admin work in QC. Sometimes, your defect is not valid. So first, what they'll say is discuss with your team first, then with the developer. Okay, if the developer agrees, okay, this is a defect only, they'll check the logs and other things. Then sometimes they say you try with different data. Sometimes your mistake will be there where you have not checked in one environment, right URL or maybe wrong
that is a
URL.
different
So
thing, but talking to developer is a different thing. You see, we should be very smart when talking to the developers. We should not explain them our defects. Rather, we have to talk to them, understanding them to see, like, without giving a hint that there is a defect with us. Okay, we should be very smart there. And checking out whether this particular defect is reproducing in the other environments is can be done with the help of first you say that I have reported a defect. Can I know that in your machine it's the same defect is coming or not? I'm reporting it. You have to say that smartly. You have to be very smart in the workplace. That's the only answer.
So sometimes we will be testing wrong link. So directly, if you raise a defect in your system, but ultimately it's your issue only. It's invalid defect actually. So to give
then
additional
developers
burden
will
in
make
that
it
way.
invalid in that case. That's the mistake
Yeah,
in the
so
beginning. That will happen when you don't have such idea. So without idea, if you're doing means that is again correcting the mistakes only, right? With idea only, you have to report the defects. You have to discuss and report that, but definitely you have to report. If you really feel that there is a defect, you should not hear to the words of the developers that, developer will say that please don't report the defect. I'll fix it in my code. You should not agree to that. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying about discussing, but reporting the defect is different. Discussing is different. After discussing, if the developer stops you from reporting, that is a bad practice.
correct.
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
Okay.
If you want to discuss, there is no one to stop you from discussing, but developer should be open to discuss. Okay. And at the same time, you have to report the defect no matter what, whether the developer will ask you to stop, don't report that and all. A lot of pressure will come, right? In all the situations, we should be very strict and reporting the defects. That is what they have to say. Okay. Say no to the developers in that case.
Maybe Arun, I can give one more example. For example, we are in the last day of the sprint or something. So I have the one some defect and during the defect triage or something, BR they found that there is no steps to reproduce. They came back and why you have raised like that. It's by mistake because we have less time. So I don't want to write entire steps to reproduce and all. I simply write the title and required data I provided. I don't want to miss the defect with that intention I raised it. It's my mistake, but maybe going forward, I will ensure that I will write the steps to reproduce clearly. So by that way, my intention was I don't want to miss the defect. Maybe it has some less steps to reproduce.
Yes, maybe that is okay. That you have to smartly deal with that based on the required time. You have to do like that, but you have to tell to the interviewer that even though it is a mistake, but I have to do it at that particular point of time. You have to say that was a smart move. You have to explain yourself that is a smart move from my side because that was the last day and I got the defect and that is a very critical defect which is not coming in a straightforward direction. Still, I have to report the defect in less time. I don't have the time, so I have reported like that. You have to give a proper explanation for that. In what circumstances you have did that kind of thing. then it is okay. I don't think that is a mistake, but that is like, not following the rules and regulations, basically.
Hello.
This one also we can tell now, sir. Suppose I need to send out an important daily status mail, but by mistake, I 2 times I did a mistake where I have not copied my manager. There's some initial days actually by mistake I have ignored him. Then he took as a
fine.
person and he's asking why you missed 2 times.
Yeah, I have learned it
Deliberately I
later,
have not
like,
done, but accidentally it happened because of
another
rush or
mistake
something.
maybe while writing the emails itself. In the beginning days of my career, I used to write very simple emails whenever I used to send to the client. But later I understood that whenever we have to send an email to the client, we have to write in a proper manner. I learned it from my seniors, and later, in the coming years, when my positions has grown, my way of writing the emails to the clients has got improved. But I feel that that was a mistake I've done at that particular time, but I am now good with that. Like that, you have to answer the questions. Right, there is also a problem, right? So biggest mistake, if I have to really speak, means there was one day where we two are creating some test cases. Me and my team member were creating some test cases as a group, and there was less time. We are creating, like, with very pressure, and with very big pressure, and with very less time pressure, and lot of work pressure in that. We are writing that. It was late night, maybe at 9 o'clock. Still, we are still writing. Our managers came to our desk and suddenly they asked us to provide the test cases. What happened at that time was, whatever the document that is there, I thought, like, once my team member completes the test cases, whatever he allocated it, I'll try to merge with mine. Okay, that was a pilot project. So I thought of merging that test cases with mine at the end. And when the manager came to me and I was able to submit the test cases to him, suddenly my team member have said that somehow it got deleted in my machine. It's a very big mistake. It's a very big mistake, but that happened to us. How it got deleted, we don't know. But we have to go through the manager, and manager has told us, like, this kind of mistakes are not accepted. People may fire you in such cases. That's that kind of thing. That is a real thing. If I have to openly speak, right, these are the actual mistakes that happen. The Excel file got missed, okay, from my team member. So I am the team lead and I have to be responsible for him also. Okay. So I have to go with the manager and, take all his words and then say that we have not done it unintentionally. Yeah, we tried our level best. We did a lot of hard work in creating that, and we'll try to do our level best in try to create the test cases faster. We took some time, and then again, the same team member has created the test cases by spending extra 2 hours. Even
So
the
it's not there
document.
in recycle bin also, sir?
No, nothing, nowhere. We didn't even today also. We don't know what happened to that document. Okay, we don't know what exactly how it got
Maybe you might have
disappeared. It
deleted,
was not.
shift delete you might have done.
Maybe he has done some, maybe in a fast mode while typing, right?
2 times.
He pressed some keyboard keys, it got deleted. Okay, it got deleted.
Yeah.
My test manager was saying that you would have taken a backup. Okay, so after the things, everyone will say something, right? We are prone to mistakes. Human beings are prone to mistakes. That is our daily life, right? So suddenly we go to office and we forget that we have to fill our bikes with that petrol. Okay, fuel tanks, and once the bike stops, we'll come to know that is also a mistake, right? We are prone to mistake. That's okay to do mistake, but that was a very difficult mistake. To handle that situation smartly is something that we have to learn. Okay, but in the interviews also, if you are telling that answers, you have to be very sure that whether you have to really give that example. If if you have to give an example, you have to be ready with other options, like, what we have done to overcome the problem. Also, you have to be ready with the solutions. Okay, so I shared my journey, genuinely, that happened with us. So, but we were able to cope up that problem by just writing the test cases in less time, because that guy has already created the test case and document got deleted. He just took extra 2 hours to rewrite the test cases because he already ideated all the test cases. In pressure, right? Things will be done. Okay. So we were there in the office till 11:30, 12 on that day to complete and finish and send that documents to our managers and go to home. Okay. Yeah. Any other things you want to add up?
That's it,
Guys?
sir. Thank you.
Yeah, fine. Okay, then.
Sir,
Yeah, Rakesh, anything?
this is related to menu testing, no problem. Tomorrow, no problem.
No problem. You can ask me, Rakesh. If you have any question, you can ask me. No problem.
Yeah. But currently, nowadays market, test case is more very important because I think so suppose we create 1,000 test case to anyone see the test cases.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah. Rakesh, continue.
My question is, if one application in this application, if we write 1,000 test cases, 2,000 cases, 2,000 test cases, but client see all the test cases, I think it is a wasting of time.
No.
Okay.
There
Does
are
client
some
see all the
cases
test cases you are
that
saying?
Yeah. Because client have no time for that. See all
You know, we
2,000,
should not be
3,000.
creating all the test cases that are go and push it on to the client. That is not a correct way. It should be an ongoing
Yeah.
process, and where, you know, first you have to create the test scenarios and send the list of test scenarios to the client. Once the client accepts the test scenarios, this was olden process, but nowadays agile projects are there. There's no concept of nowadays all projects are agile, right? So it's like
Yeah.
automatically it is happening. But if you really talk about some projects are there still, which are still following some V model or whatever the model, waterfall model or V model. Okay, in that project still we'll create the test cases, okay, based on the size of the company or size of the project. It comes sometimes, okay, till now, till also we'll get some test cases like that. Okay, so we'll not push all the test cases to the client on a regular basis. We'll send the test cases to the client, but before sending the test cases, we'll create a test scenarios document. And once the client approves the high-level test scenarios are nothing but high-level test cases, right? Once clients approves that, for every test scenario, you have to generate some test cases and send us as a end of the day, and take his permission, like, review. You have to ask if client doesn't review, we can't do anything, right? So there is nothing in our hands. Okay, client reviews, there is a possibility that any mistakes are there, but in agile process that is solved a bit. Why? Because every story, right, we are attached some test cases, and business owner or product owner will review the test cases and give the feedback to update or change the test cases, and automatically we'll update our test case and perform the testing. And at the end of the sprint also, we have to showcase our stories, implemented stories, tested stories to the product owner, for him to approve the stories. Okay, everything is intact in case of agile, but in case of V model, still the problems are there. Ideal things may not happen, but we have to be okay with that. Okay, we have to fight with that in whatever the smart ways you have. That is all depends on your personality and how to, get the things done. Okay, sometimes the things may not be done. If the client is very good, he will review and reply. If the client is not good, you are in trouble. Okay,
Yeah.
we have to play the game. Okay, so how to play the game, it all depends on our personalities. No one can explain that.
The last question, sir.
Yes.
Actually, in Agile, test lead responsibilities. So normally in Agile team, there will be like 2 testers will be there, right? A normal testers like 5 years experience or 4 years, 3 years like that.
Yes.
So what's his role? See, a normal in waterfall model, yeah, he'll be coordinating communication
I have worked in
management.
Agile. I don't see that there is a role of a test lead in Agile. Everyone in the Agile is called as an Agile member, even developers also, including developers.
But multiple projects you can coordinate,
No.
sir. You can write the test strategy.
No. It's not like that. I have worked in a very big project actually, which was divided into multiple modules. I was part of one module where I and another team member was there. 2 other team members were there. We were used to work together. We used to share our stories. Okay, I used to work on some stories. Other person used to work on other stories. Some other person used to work on some other stories. Who used to track this? Whose responsibility is to take the responsibility? Scrum Master. Okay, every day there used to be a meeting where we have to go and attend to stand-up meeting, where every one of our team members have to give the report to the Scrum Master, like what we are working on, what we have done. Scrum Master will directly scold generally. Okay, in that cases.
Estimation, how you used to give, sir, actually? Story points and all?
Estimation, we used to get it from the product owner. In my case, that was product owner used to estimate them, and we used to approve them. Dev team and we used to approve them. That's it. If we have any,
how much time you require for test case execution?
If we felt that for a particular story, if the product owner has given wrong number, then we used to, debate on that with the Scrum Master and get it done. Scrum Master will be there here, okay, with us in this case. Because the Scrum Master is the one who has a good knowledge of the Scrum methodology and all. We are very good with software testing. So what happens in that combo is the product owner try to do some magic and tricks and trips. He will try he'll try to play some tricks here by giving some story points like that and like this to complete the things on time. Then Scrum Master, we can discuss with Scrum Master on these points and say that the story is very big. It's not wrongly wrongly estimated, we can send an email by discussing with dev team and all. We can together send an email to the Scrum Master, and Scrum Master will send an email, or by CCing Scrum Master or whatever it is. Or Scrum Master will say that you directly send an email by putting a CC with me in me. So if any reply will come from the product owner, Scrum Master will try to answer in that case also, or we can also answer on the behalf of the Scrum Master also. It depends on project to project, company to company.
Okay, sir.
Got it, now?
Yeah.
The things are not ideal. You see, you cannot say only this points. Okay, so like that, you cannot say that. Okay, it all depends on how the things work in your. Ideally, a lot of people say a lot of things, but in real time, how the estimates will go, your work culture. Sometimes what happens, your work culture, work environment is not good. Your company will, threaten you basically, saying that how can you do such kind of things? How can you don't obey the orders given by the client? They will say that's okay. You have to play the game. Okay, and then escape that situation. There is no other way. Okay, things may not be ideal to solve all the things, but we have to do our part in less effective or less, arrogant manner, without fighting, in a calm, neat way. Okay, fine. If they are fighting, then we can adjust to that. Okay, otherwise, if they are not fighting, if they accept, that's all good for us. Okay, like that, we have to play the game in real time. Okay.
Sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, fine then. We'll stop for today. It's already late. So we'll continue tomorrow. Okay. With HTML, and where we'll discuss a lot of the topics on HTML. Okay. Fine, guys. See you then.
Thank you, sir.
Bye,
Thank you very
everyone.
much.
See you. Bye.